I need you to be super duper honest with not only yourself, but with me right now. Does launching feel like an emotional roller coaster? One second you're all hyped up thinking this is the offer that's going to change everything. And the next you're spiraling, refreshing your payment notifications, wondering if anyone's ever going to buy. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not the problem. The way that most people approach launching is, but what if I told you that the reason your launches feel inconsistent, exhausting, or like a constant uphill battle has nothing to do with your content, your strategy, or even your audience size? It has everything to do with the energy you're holding while you're serving that content. And that is exactly what I'm going to help you shift inside of the sold out launch frequency. Because when you master this one piece, selling stops feeling like a guessing game and it starts feeling a lot more inevitable. So first, come with me. Let's talk about why your launches might feel like they're working against you. Let's get into the reason why most launches feel stressful and unstable. Really, it's because more effort isn't the thing that fixes our launches feeling chaotic. More content doesn't fix our launches feeling chaotic. The energy that we hold throughout our launch, that's the thing that changes it. It's mostly the stuff in between our ears and in our aura all around us. So most entrepreneurs, whether they're running a spiritual business or something else, unknowingly launch from a place of fear and scarcity, and their audience picks up on that because what happens so often is that there's either an unexpected expense that comes up, or there's a new experience that you want to get into, or maybe a new investment that you want to do. And so you create an offer with the hopes that that will cover that expense, whatever it was. And then if it doesn't go exactly how you expected it to, immediately we start to spiral. And that's normal. So the most common emotional patterns that I see in launches is it starts out with excitement. Oh my gosh, this is my best offer ever. This is the best idea ever. Everyone's going to buy it. It's going to go crazy. And then we spiral into doubt and anxiety. And we're like, wait, but why isn't anybody buying it? Did I do something wrong? Let me go micromanage and look at all the different things that I might have fucked up so that I can change those. And I just want to make a side note here that a big mistake that I see so many female entrepreneurs doing is not paying attention to when their cycle is. And so when we're not paying attention to that, the pattern I see is that almost always this doubt and anxiety phase lines up perfectly with our luteal phase, which is when our brain and the chemistry in our body wants to do that anyway. So a little side tangent quick tip, pay attention to your cycle and launch during ovulation. You're welcome. So after the doubt and anxiety spiral, then we go into overcompensating, where we're posting more, we're giving away too much, we're tweaking the offer out of fear rather than actual alignment and truth and generosity. And then the last step we go into is feeling panic and exhaustion after feeling like we have to convince people instead of knowing and trusting that the right buyers will come because we trust the process that we started, because we trust ourselves, because we trust the energy that we've been putting out genuinely about this offer. So the right buyers, they don't, not the right buyers, but buyers in general, they don't move when they feel uncertainty from you. I made a really good Instagram post about this recently. You can go find it on my Instagram. There's a poop emoji on it, so look for that one. So a question for you is, I want you to think about your last launch. Got it in your mind yet? Was it actually fun? Did it feel certain and easy, or did you feel like you were waiting for sales, unsure of what would happen next, throwing spaghetti at the wall, being like, well, that didn't work. That one post that I made didn't bring in 20 new sales, so let me try this. Oh, that email didn't bring in 500 new sales, so let me try that. Was it like that, or was it actually fun and you were enjoying your day and you were lounging around and you were going on hikes and you were taking baths and you were eating nourishing food and you let natural ideas come to you and flow to you and then you executed them right away? And so after you had that genius idea in the shower, you created the reel that you had the idea for, and what do you know, it brought in some sales. What did it feel like for you? So there's so many different times where I've gone through my own launches where I feel that shift and it impacts my sales. There's so many different launches that I had in the beginning of my career that completely flopped, that I tried the spaghetti up the wall method and always felt deflated because no one joined. And it's because I was uncertain in myself, because I didn't believe in myself, because I didn't trust myself to be able to lead the transformation that I could lead, that I was qualified to lead, but I didn't believe in myself yet. And that energy is what was completely stopping me from actually being able to bring in clients who saw that for themselves as well. So once I shifted that, and I really distinctly remember it happening during 2 launches over the last couple of years. One was a program called Structure and Flow. And what I tend to notice happens for me is that the first couple of days, it's exactly this pattern. There's so much excitement. There are people coming in. People are asking about it. People are sharing it with their friends. And then something shifts. And then all the sales stop. All the reaching out stops. The engagement stops. And it's because I got in my head. I started doubting myself. And then the times that I've caught it, one was during that Structure and Flow launch, another was during the first 7-figure Freedom Method launch, where I noticed and I caught myself asking, should I lower the price? Should I add an extra bonus? Should I do this? Should I do that? And instead of listening to that voice, I said, oh, this is a sign that I'm trying to self-sabotage. This is a sign that I need to shift my energy, not the offer, not my content. It's me. If you've ever felt this before, like I've been saying, you're really not alone, and you don't have to keep launching in that way. Inside of the sold out launch frequency, we're going to be shifting this completely. It's really your identity we're going to be shifting so that you can launch with real confidence instead of emotional drain. So just DM me frequency over on Instagram and I'll send you all the details, or you can check the link in the show notes or the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. So getting into the second piece here is the energetic shift that makes those sales inevitable. I hope you guys are getting excited. I hope you're taking notes. I hope that this is all landing. I hope that this is having you reflect on your own patterns and your own mindset and what's been coming up for you over the years. Your buyers don't just buy your offer, they buy your certainty, they buy your confidence, they buy your framework. Okay? So people can subconsciously feel when you're unsure, when you're wobbly, or when you're hoping for sales. And the difference between launching from certainty versus launching from effort will be reflected in your sales. So effort-based launching feels like hustling, over explaining. It feels like you need more bonuses to justify the price. Was that not what I just said? Let me change the price. Let me add another bonus. Oh, now you get an extra one-on-one. No. Stop it. It's not actually helping you. It's not actually helping you get more sales. It's actually just diluting your offer. That's a different podcast entirely. But still, the certainty-based launching is when you're speaking as if the offer is already full. You're embodying the outcome. You are trusting that the right buyers are coming. And so this is what I like to call the sold out identity. And this is how you show up when you already know that your offer is a yes, when you are already bought into your offer, when your offer is so good that you literally want to buy it. So this shows up in how you speak about your offer, how you hold your energy day to day, which is one of the biggest reasons why, for me, it's a huge red flag whenever my clients are like, I'm going to do a launch and it's going to be 6 months long. It's going to be 4 months long, 3 months long, 2 months long. I even think 1 month long is really fucking a long time, because you have to hold that energy every day throughout that entire period. And when you give yourself really long launch periods like that, you give yourself a lot of opportunities to self-sabotage, a lot of opportunities for the little dick brain to get really, really loud. And when you shorten it, it's a lot easier to just hold it for 7 days or 14 days than it is for multiple months. And to not fall into, maybe now I need to add an extra bonus. Maybe now I need to do this. And so it also shows up in your sold out identity. It also shows up in how you structure your launch content. Is all of your content trying to convince people? Or is it assuming that they're already going to join? Is it assuming that this offer is genuinely going to solve the biggest problem that they've been coming to you for, or that they should be coming to you for? So what would shift for you if you knew without a doubt that your launch was already successful? Let's just pause for a moment and think about that. Feel into it. What would shift in how you show up, in how you speak about your offer, in how you hold your energy every day, in how you structure your launch content, if you knew without a doubt that your launch was already successful? How would you be showing up differently? How would you be talking about your offer differently? How would your energy change? I would love if you could actually let me know down in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, down under the, I think it's also like a comment section on Spotify if you're listening to this on the podcast. I really want to hear like what would shift for you if you already knew your launch was going to be successful. So once again, shifting into that energetic frequency that you're doing right now, that you're like, oh fuck, actually, I'd be showing up this way and I'd be creating content like this and I'd be talking about my offer like this. That is the exact shift that I help you step into inside of Sold Out Launch Frequency. We're doing this so that your next launch isn't just something that you hope works, but it's something that's inevitable. It's something that you know is going to work. The confidence is inside of you. And inside of the experience, we aren't just talking about it, but we're embodying it so that your buyers, your customers, your students can actually feel that certainty from you instantly. And we're getting started this Thursday, March 20th. It's only $77. It's live. We've got 5 days together. Just DM me frequency or check out the link down below to grab it. So moving into number 3 here. This is how we're going to shift from fluctuating launches to really sustainable, scalable, stable is what I meant to say. Sustainable and stable scaling. So selling isn't just one moment, it's a whole flow. Like one drop of water doesn't create a river. Millions of drops of water all together create a river. So even if you have a flopped launch, even if you have a launch that didn't go the way that you planned, it doesn't mean you need to scrap everything and start over. It means you need to refine what's already there and do it again. Keep going. It will get better with time. So there's a myth that says that launches are just like a one-off events. But the truth is the best launches actually layer momentum and recurring revenue. And the way that the most successful entrepreneurs scale is by using what I'm about to teach you right now. So they use simple, stable scaling, starting with the first pillar here, the first tier, which is our energetic stability. So it's holding the same energy from pre-launch all the way through close. And the second thing is your messaging clarity, refining the positioning of your offer so that the right people, the right clients, the right buyers, not just people who are going to look at it and be like, oh my God, that's so cool, that's so inspiring, I'm not going to buy it, but it's cool. The people who are actually going to sign up for it, recognize that it's for them instantly. And the third piece is having a recurring revenue stack, which is something you guys know I'm talking about all the freaking time, is structuring your offer so that launches don't feel like it's an all or nothing event where you're going to get paid a lot all in 1 month and then you tell yourself you can't launch again for 4 months. So then you make nothing for 4 months and then you have another big launch and then you have a lot of money again. That we don't have to be in that feast and famine mode when you are actually stacking up your recurring revenue. So what you want to do is make sure that the bonuses that you're adding into your offers are actually overcoming people's objections, overcoming your ideal client's objections, or making the next step in the process even easier for them. So an example that I used recently on Instagram was saying that if you have a course that's all around binge eating and you were to offer a like makeup hack bonus, like natural makeup tips, and it's a guide that maybe has links to all of your favorite natural makeup, which might be interesting, might be helpful, they might be into it, but it doesn't actually help solve a problem that's related to the binge eating. And so the way that I like to think about it is after they've gone through your initial course, the binge eating course, they've overcome it, they've really shifted that habit, they've really shifted the patterns, they've shifted the beliefs, they've shifted their identity around it. What's the next problem that they're going to encounter after that? Maybe it's that they're bored with the food that they had been eating. So maybe a bonus from that is that you give them a new recipe book with all of your favorite recipes and you're consistently updating it throughout time as you find new recipes that you love. Maybe it's a bonus around making sure that they can get their family on board to support them through the process of moving past binge eating. So maybe it's resources around how to talk to their kids about it, how to talk to their partner, how to talk to their parents about it, how to talk to whoever, lives with them about it, or how to navigate going out to eat and talking about it. So I hope you can see here that we're actually overcoming people's objections with these bonuses rather than just like throwing random shit in there, which is the thing that I see so many different people do is just they're like, oh, well, I have this course and this course and this course and all these other little master classes and programs and whatever. So let me just put all of it in there. And then you tell people you get access to everything. But that means nothing to them because it's not solving a specific problem. And you're not communicating how it's solving a specific problem. So they don't think it's solving a specific problem. So this is stuff that we're going to get way, way deeper into inside of the sold out launch frequency, which I highly recommend. It's going to be really, really fun. We've got 5 days together inside of Telegram. We're going to be getting audio drips every day, really helping you get into this sold out launch frequency. And of course, I'm going to be sharing both the energetic and strategic pieces of that. So join us. It's going to be really, really fun. So have bonuses that make it easier to buy, not overwhelming to choose, not giving them decision fatigue. So have you ever felt like, this is your reflection question again, have you ever felt like you had to add more to your offer just to make it feel worth it? And what I want you to just reflect on is, what if your offer was already enough, but just your positioning needed a shift? The way that you're talking about it needed to shift. What if that's the only tweak that needed to happen? What if the only shift that needed to happen was that you need to shift how you're looking at it? You need to remember how valuable it is again for you. How valuable it was for you because you've already gone through it. You've already experienced the journey. Again, that could take me into another piece, which is you've got to fucking embody whatever it is you're trying to teach people. They can tell if you're just talking and not embodied in it, not actually practicing it. Like I was saying, in sold out launch frequency, we aren't just making your launches work, but we're making them work better, easier, and with way more stability. Would love to see you in there. So I really want you to just imagine stepping into your next launch without the stress, without the second guessing, without the emotional ups and downs, and just imagine knowing from day one that it is already successful and already feeling that certainty reflected in how people respond to how you're showing up. That is what we're locking in inside of the sold out launch frequency. So you guys have heard me talk about it a little bit throughout this, but if you're ready to move beyond waiting for sales and into the energy where the people who are paying attention to you online, your audience, they actually reach out to you first when you first start teasing an offer, DM me frequency on Instagram, click the link down below, and get yourself signed up, because this is a small but powerful shift that radically changes everything about how you launch.